Now, when they did that to me, I was the first person where the judge didn't freeze the assets. And even if they did, corporate and personal, they can only freeze U.S. assets. And because they have companies in 60 countries around the around the world, we had a defense team lined up from all over the globe to handle the case. But the FTC and the FDA has never sued a drug company for false and misleading advertising. They don't sue them, even though the FDA itself has said repeatedly that advertising for drugs is blatantly false and misleading because it makes people believe the drugs are more effective than they are and safer than they are.
Oh, Kevin, hold on. Stay there. We got a break. Yeah, they have drug ads where they don't even say what the drug does. It just says, ask your doctor. And then you find out the drug makes you have a heart attack and die, and the crazy zombies run out and buy it. But Kevin Trudeau, he's bad, saying take vitamins. Oh, he's so evil. Got to stop him.
Let me tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to HomeGain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate of your home's value online. This is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. And again, it's absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to HomeGain.com. Use their Home Sale Maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home's value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Visit their link at Infowars.com. Look for Max, the orange Home Gain Gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You'll love this site. It's HomeGain.com, HomeGain.com. Check them out today.
Okay, Kevin Trudeau for the rest of the hour with us. Just talking to him again during the break. I'll ask that question on air. What are you doing over in Germany right now, Kevin Trudeau?
Well, I've been in Europe for a couple months. My friend is the Crown Prince in Bahrain and invited me to the Formula One, so I kind of started the trip there. And of course, Bilderberg is in Greece. I have friends who are part of that organization. The Global Climate Change Summit is going on in Copenhagen, so I had to shoot up there to meet some people and find out what the real scoop is behind the scenes that you're not hearing about on the news. The Formula One was in Monte Carlo, which is always a good fun, of course, and a lot of people come to the film festival in Cannes. So during this time of year, I like to be in Europe because I can meet a lot of people, get a lot of background information, a lot of behind-the-scenes inside information. I'll tell you what, some of the conversations you have on the 200-foot yachts off the coast of Monaco, you can't believe what really goes on behind closed doors. And this is what you're exposing, Alex. I'm a big fan of your documentary work. You know, I watched Endgame years ago when it first came out, the Obama Deception. If people haven't watched that, they need to watch that, both of those documentaries, to really understand what's going on. And the fact is, people are being misled. And once you have your eyes open, now you're empowered and you can do things that you need to do to make your life better and protect your financial future for you and your family.
And the establishment, when they had all the media sewed up, and you're really the pioneer of alternative media, I can't think of anybody who, before the internet age, had gone out there, gotten his alternative ideas out, and been successful in the marketplace of ideas, and they want to cheat with a rigged table here and not allow your information to come out and everybody else's information to come out. That just reeks of defeat by the establishment. Can you comment on that? And then I've got to pump you for info. You say you know folks in Bilderberg. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I'll give you a lot of information. I happen to have a lot of inside connections all around the world, also in Malaysia and China, and many of these people are members of royal families, which there's a reason why I know a lot of these people. I've just been very fortunate over the years to make these connections and have these contacts. But when I was on with Matt Lauer, I was on the Today Show. It was live. And Matt thought he was going to blast me because of my book, Natural Cures. And the first question he said is, you know, you're not a doctor. What qualifies you to write the book, Natural Cures? And I says, Matt, one of your good friends is Donald Trump. He's just filed bankruptcy 3 times. What qualifies him to write a book on how to be a successful businessman? And it was complete silence, and Matt didn't know what to say. The rest of the interview went very, very well. And I really had good comebacks from Matt. Well, right after that interview, I was immediately canceled on Larry King.
Oh.
And the senior and Larry King called me and he said, Kevin, I'm really sorry, but they said that you can do Paula's on because she can edit you, but they don't want you live anymore. They're just afraid of what you're going to say.
I've been told the same thing about myself by a lot of producers. They'll set me up and then it gets canceled, and they say we're only allowed to do tape with you. I guess because they've got to have a rigged stacked deck again.
Yeah, again, people don't understand the information you're getting in the major media, and you've said this, the people are actors, they're reading a teleprompter. I was on with Donnie Deutsch, and Donnie says, hey, I'm so happy. When I was on NBC, by the way, he said, Katie Couric's a big fan, you got to make sure you give her a signed book. I signed probably 50 books for people there. But he said, but on television, we have a certain agenda we have to promote. And this is what people don't realize. I was on Fox with Bill O'Reilly and Judge Napolitano. They tell you in advance, we are told we have to take this viewpoint. And the information people are getting from the mainstream media is so skewed. I would tell everyone, stop watching the news on television. Just shut it off. You are being brainwashed beyond belief. Listen to Alex's show. Go to Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com, and .tv. Get the information from the alternative sources that don't have the filters. You're getting truthful information here, and with the truthful information, with your eyes open, you can make intelligent decisions, and you'll do better in your life.
We're talking to Kevin Trudeau, the king of, what would you call it, alternative news and information?
Well, I've been called the king of infomercials because I did $3 billion just from infomercials in America, selling my mostly books on television, and I've been the only guy to be able to sell books on TV. 50 million copies of my books have been sold. My most recent book's called Recession Cures, which is coming out soon.
Yeah, we're about to break. I want to talk about that because you wrote books a decade ago about the scams with credit cards, the scams with the predatory lending, where all this was going. Some of the websites are naturalcures.com. We'll give you all the contact info for Kevin Trudeau. Long segment coming up, and then I'm going to pump you for Bilderberg info. Just an amazing interview here live right now with Kevin Trudeau. I'm Alex Jones.
Everything we said came true. Everything we've done's been right.
Well, Kevin Trudeau needs no introduction. And I've seen a lot of his books, read several of them, got his mega memory thing decades ago, and just found it all to be really great info. But even if it was all a bunch of baloney, he has a right to sell it, to write it, to say it. But it is because he's exposing Ritalin first and exposing the credit card companies first. I mean, first and in a big way. He's the guy everybody imitates. That's why they're going after the big daddy, the big kahuna. And that's why, even if you don't like Kevin Trudeau, most people I know love him, you need to support him because we all hang together, as the founding fathers said, or we hang separate. Now, I'm intrigued by Bilderberg, Michael Trudeau, because Daniel Estelin, he has several people he knows in Bilderberg, people he calls attendees, not members. And I know he's not making it up because I have some other inside sources, and I believe Danny. But he talks about how a lot of them don't like what's going on. It's about 25 people at the very top of that are steering it, but they're networking as elitist. And so you're saying you know some Bilderberg Group people, but then you mentioned to me George Soros, quite a stinker there, who's bragged he's having, quote, a great crisis. So I mean, if the New World Order, this global system, from your research, as a multi-billionaire, internationally known, who does jet set around talking to all these people, who is the New World Order? Where are they going? What's their main goal? And any inside info from Bilderberg 2009?
Well, the specific goal is when you sit down with these people, and I've traveled the world with these guys, they really, I would say they're not Dr. Evil. They're not sitting there planning on wiping out the population. In a weird way, they think what they're doing is for the best for everyone, but they do categorically believe there's two classes of people on planet Earth. There's the ruling elite class, and they do believe, and Henry Ford talked about this, Andrew Carnegie at the turn of the century talked about this, and throughout history, they do believe that through genes and DNA, even Donald Trump has said it over and over again, you have to have good genes, Otherwise, you're not going to make any money. They believe it's genetic. And so they believe there's two classes of people, that there's a ruling class by genetics that are powerful enough and genetically designed to rule the other people that are nothing more than the worker bee.